What's up, everybody, and welcome to the House Show podcast for the week of March 11th, 2019. We are here to recap everything WWE. Well, everything except Superstars, because who really watches that show anymore?
Does anything happen on Superstars?
Not really. I mean, I think that's where
Isn't it mostly clips of all the other things?
Tyler Breeze was on this week.
Oh, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler.
Aw.
Anyway,
Good for him, man. He's on TV somewhere.
and he had he was rocking a mustache and goatee, little soul patch.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I can't imagine how much he must look like Doc Holliday.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. You know, I never put that together, but you're right. He and Val Kilmer
do definitely
share
have a resemblance, and if you put that mustache and little patch on him, he's gonna look like Doc Holliday, and I love it, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, with the fuzzy tassels. That's great. I'll take it. Anyway, folks, I am Corey, and I'm joined always
by Joe, and we're going to go ahead and start with Monday Night Raw.
Woo!
Recapping March 11th.
So,
things happened.
A whole lot of stuff.
So many things that it's kind of hard to put it all in order. We're not really into doing the whole chronological this happened and this happened because
we've never been about that.
You're listening to this thing, you watched it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously, one of the bigger stories going on because they're trying to figure out what's going on for WrestleMania. We now only have 3 weeks left to get to this.
Scary.
Oh, it's just terrifying. So many things really haven't come together yet. We're still congratulating ourselves for having a Shield reunion.
Why? I have no idea.
No one knows. Why are we doing this? The deal is still that Dean Ambrose has not signed his contract, that it is post-WrestleMania. No idea what he's doing at WrestleMania. Probably selling merch.
Yeah, I can't
He's
think.
going to be working the tables out front.
The problem is, I think all of us believe in our heart it's a work. All of us, I think, believe that there's no way Dean's going to leave while Renee is still there and things like that. But in essence, if Dean really is leaving, how much of an opportunity is the WWE going to give him as a gesture of good faith for time served?
They just don't have that. They're not like that.
Right,
they don't
exactly.
do that. If Dean were bailing, you bury him.
Right, you don't put him on TV.
You put him on the shelf for 30 days.
And I could see them doing the Shield reunion and the final payoff for Fastlane. That's fine. But I could not see them continuing to use him on television, as you said, for the next 3 weeks without there being a handshake or a guarantee that he's going to continue.
I mean, you only have so much time. I mean, yeah, it's 3 hours, but you only now have 9 hours left to build up all of your shows. And there's rumors of there being upwards of 20 matches at WrestleMania. You got a lot of stories to put together. That's a limited amount of time. And that's time you don't give to Dean friggin' Ambrose if he's going to leave.
Right.
And they gave him prime location here. So not only did he end up with the opening of the show with the Shield farewell to the Shield farewell moment after the farewell the previous night.
Right.
They're like, you're still here, farewell again tour. What are they? What are they? Kiss? What are they going to do? How many farewell tours?
They're more the Eagles than Kiss. We're not at the you want it, you got it stage. This is just, we need the money.
We're so close, though. We sold T-shirts for this. They made T-shirts.
I know.
So, Dean ended up in a fight with Drew McIntyre, falls count anywhere match. And they did. They counted anywhere. There was so much pummeling. And Dean took just the vast majority of it.
There were pencils to the forehead. There were boots to faces.
And,
everything.
The final spot where he was locked up in the railing.
Yeah, the Claymore.
He got the Claymore to the face. Just they had a great angle on that. But that's the kind of thing that you definitely worked out ahead of time.
Yeah, they rehearsed that absolutely.
And he got the 1, 2, 3. So Drew McIntyre comes away with a victory over Dean Ambrose. Now, the hardest thing to figure out with all of this is where does this go? Because if Dean's going away, do you give him Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania?
What else is Drew doing?
It really feels Drew's not doing anything yet, but you also don't have anything for Roman Reigns. And Roman and Drew would tear the house down.
No, I agree with you.
That could be a really, really great match, but instead...
And it could be Roman defending Dean's honor. If they write Dean off and don't have him for the lead up to WrestleMania...
Is Dean dead now? Like...
Dean's dead, baby. Dean's dead.
Dean's dead, baby. Whose chopper is this?
Don't it's Dean's.
It's Dean's.
It's his leather jacket, too. And the vest. No, I mean, yes, I think Roman and Drew could have a really good mid-card match. But again, what are we doing with Dean? What's happening with Dean? We may never know.
In other questionable news, you had a promo segment between Triple H and Batista.
Oh, Jesus.
A spittle-inducing...
Man, I tell you, both those cats just let it fly.
They definitely, they moistened up before they went out there.
And again, Triple H breaking the fourth wall and all this... I don't know.
There's a lot of fourth wall breaking going on
right now. Yeah, and I miss the days of kayfabe. I know I'm old school. I accept that, but there was something fun about kayfabe that I think really
it still is. Like there's something, I don't know, controllable. There's something there. We're all in on it.
Yeah,
there.
Even with social media, we'd still be okay with it.
Yeah. Well, and there's a line because I think. From my part, I'm fine with looking at a Kevin Owens, account when I can, and seeing him, sort of bantering back and forth with audience.
Right.
I love a Becky Lynch account, which is clearly totally character.
Yeah, absolutely.
She had all of the stuff before where she'd be her stupid self with puns and all the nonsense. Yeah. Like, that was all fine. But the version that's going on now, and we can understand this is in character, and we're loving it.
Yeah.
But this kind of stuff is past a line for me that I'm just less enthusiastic about. I'm not wild about it.
Especially when Triple H calls his entourage the guardians of the independent scene, when he's really breaking the fourth wall, and he's even more so now saying, oh, by the way, we know that you guys all understand that security is never actual security, but they're all indie workers. I'm just going to wink at you about this. I'm like, well, now you just completely screwed yourself for authenticity's sake, in case every cop or security guard ever, arrests Becky Lynch again and takes her mugshot in the hallway.
In the next 3 weeks.
Right. Takes her mugshot in the hallway. You're just even more so breaking down that wall where it just... Why are we bothering with storylines now?
So Triple H shouts at Batista from the ring. He comes out with his hands taped and he's wearing the jacket and everything. Like, dude, whatever. Batista comes out wearing a very nice suit. And his
blue nose
security
ring.
and his blue nose ring and his blue blocker sunglasses. The lights are bright.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. And Batista was just screaming his face off. Like, give me what I want. Give it to me.
Do you think that now that James Gunn has been reinstated as the director for Guardians 3, that maybe Batista's rethinking this match? He's like, oh shit, I actually have to do another movie now.
There is going to be another movie.
Oh, damn it. Triple H, go easy on me, brother.
James Gunn just got rehired, so it's going to be a couple months.
It probably will be. Yeah,
it probably together. This will be long gone by the time that happens.
And honestly, Drax doesn't do a lot of stuff.
He already has the lines memorized. Yeah. Really, come on. And then one of them is "Give it to me." I mean, that's one of the lines.
Give me what I want. Give me what
I want. Yeah, so he did. Triple H gave him a no holds barred match at WrestleMania.
No holds barred, falls count everywhere.
Listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal with this.
Okay.
This is me and this whole scenario.
Yep.
This was way too much time for this match.
Yes.
Way too much. And it didn't really go to any new places once this started. And that's fine. But I'll say this for this whole match and setup. I would rather have a dozen of these on the card
One-offs, as it were.
one-offs or
Okay.
Legends matches
Okay.
instead of The Undertaker taking on Apollo Crews.
Sure. I
For
can
example, I just any of those matches where 9 times out of 10 we're just feeding a young guy to the old guy who is a legend,
Right.
who is going to come out and do Undertaker's greatest hits. Like that's what the Cena match was last year.
Yes, very much so.
And there it was Cena, and that's fine. It's not hurting Cena at all.
No. Although Cena.
He's going to, make up another T-shirt that said "Never give up unless it's the Undertaker."
Never give up. Never surrender.
Then give up because he's going to beat the crap out of you. But put these guys next to each other. That's great. But this is far more intriguing to me, almost like a crown jewel. Brothers of Destruction versus DX. That was fine. Don't do that.
Isn't this one also a retirement one? Or one? It's at least a one last match, I think, is what
Dave has said. Last match
is his last match. Triple H hasn't necessarily said it though, has he?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
Paul's got too much going on.
I mean, come on.
He's got to show off that surgically repaired arm.
He just got that thing repaired.
Yeah.
Like it's good to go.
Big Dave's gonna put it on.
He got another 10,000 miles on that bad boy.
You better hope.
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. Like, why would Triple H pretend? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
But that happened. Oh, okay. Here's a little bit. This one was fun. Dana Brooke comes down and lights a fire with a promo.
Yeah.
Saying that Ronda Rousey is completely overlooking all the rest of the women's division, blah, blah, blah.
And it was
Ronda's trying to look tough.
Yeah, it was like 90% a shoot for Dana.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. She's had an absolute shit-tastic year.
Oh, yeah.
The poor thing with her fiance dying and being written off.
3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
whatever it was, when she came up and was partnered with Charlotte. Even that didn't last but like 2 months.
No, if that.
If that.
Yeah.
And they didn't even really let her come underneath Charlotte's wing. It didn't even get all the way up in there. It was like...
She got under a feather.
Yeah, from one feather. She was just kind of, hey, and then get out.
But nobody believed that she was going to do anything to Ronda. And everybody believed that Ronda was going to do everything to her.
Oh, sure. And she did.
Yep.
Pummeled her. Just
Squash
her. Just total squash. Didn't even bother ringing a bell. There wasn't a match. It was just a thumping. And Dana, her promo was really nice.
If anything comes of it, that will be nice. But I don't. They're going to ship her back to Minnesota.
Oh, sure.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never going to be in the ring again.
Like,
yeah.
When she was partnered up with Charlotte, she was so bad.
Yes.
Just real botchy, and it was rough. Like, she got rushed to the roster, and it wasn't...
She got rushed from the very beginning.
She needed a lot more time.
Yeah, coming up from NXT.
I won't lie. The Dana Brooke that I saw last week is so much better, at least on the mic. If she's just allowed to shoot. This is a thing. I've been seeing a lot about this.
Okay.
This is prime example. There's a lot more going off script happening right now than you would expect in the lead up to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more.
Now, why do you think that is?
I can only hope because Vince is distracted and doing XFL stuff, so he's trying to let other people do things.
How long has Bruce been a part of WWE again?
Oh, it's only a couple weeks.
Couple of weeks, yeah.
But if that's one of the reasons, you think Bruce pushes for that a lot?
I know that in the past, Bruce being head creative and Vince's right-hand man, when they did a lot of promos back then, it was pretty freewheeling as far as, hey, make sure you hit A, B, and C. Otherwise, everything in the middle is gravy. So I'd like to think that maybe Bruce is back in that position again where he can say, listen, we trust you enough to do this, this, and this. I know that Paul Heyman is working with Ronda.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. And
oh my gosh, she came out. well, I mean, I'll say it for her part of that.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been more obviously Paul Heyman if he had been standing there with his hand up her butt, moving her mouth.
Or she'd come out, my name is Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, and I am the advocate for
For
me.
myself.
For the me. The reigning,
defending, bitch in charge. Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that was such a Heyman promo.
It was.
And so thoroughly memorized. And performed as well as you could expect by somebody who memorized a thing and comes out and says it basically as fast as they can before the crowd can turn on her.
Yeah. So, yes, I think Bruce Pritchard may have a hand in some of this more.
I was kind of hoping that that the idea of Triple H possibly being in the mechanization of starting to take over things, that it will take on a little bit more of an NXT flavor as well.
We can hope.
Might be part of it too, but you're probably more right with Bruce. Yeah. So that just happened.
We'll see. Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
All-time great. Legend. Hall of Famer.
Up until the last 2 years.
This run has been miserable.
Yeah.
All of the ever since he came back and has been working in the ring. It's just been really not worth writing home about.
Oh, and sadly, he's so stoved up and he's so banged up. You know, poor bastard can't even bend his legs straight anymore. They're constantly in a near sitting position from all the damage that has happened to his body, be it in the Olympics and in professional wrestling. It's painful to watch. And what the hell? He's still wearing that damn glove. What the hell is that glove?
I don't know.
It's like Ronda Rousey's gloves. No, there's no practical use for them, yet they're constantly wearing them.
Yep. No clue.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm still wondering about Bray Wyatt's thumb one.
I'm still wondering about Bray Wyatt.
Where is Bray
Where
Wyatt?
in the world is Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
No.
So apparently Matt's back to working full-time schedule.
Yeah, he drops 20 pounds.
How in the world did Matt retire,
Right.
go get surgery,
Yep.
come back, and be working full-time? Bray is not a thing happened to him.
Bray and JoJo are off in the Caribbean.
Now, JoJo's been gone for personal reasons. That's what's been said.
A personal reason being she's with Bray Wyatt.
Well, I mean,
it's okay.
People can be with people and still on the road, but
I agree.
But she is talking about coming back. So,
I mean, all right.
She is coming back.
I forget that you and JoJo talk a lot. So
she's posted on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, that she's very happy for what's his butt who's taking her place, but she's still going to come back.
Good.
And,
more power. Bring Bray with you.
Kurt Angle came out and said,
Kurt Angle.
Ankle lock. He came out and announced that he is going to retire at WrestleMania. WrestleMania will be his last match officially. Now, I have a couple of feelings about this. I talked to you a little bit earlier about it. This run has been pathetic storyline wise, but he's been mixed up in a lot of stuff with Corbin and McIntyre and Lashley and teaming with Balor and Strowman and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So they've been working a storyline for quite a while that he was the Raw GM and that Baron Corbin replaced him. Now, that seems like that would be a perfectly doable last match.
Sure.
You know, if you hadn't announced that he was retiring at WrestleMania, period, you make it into a GM versus GM, revenge grudge match, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If I lose, I'll retire.
Right.
And then do it. And of course, he loses and retires. Like, that's how you do this. But now you've just announced it, and now there's nothing real. There's nothing story about this at all.
He does a quick match, and okay, great. But
it'll be Kurt's greatest hits. He's already in the Legends division and pulling, what the Undertaker does every year. Like, there's no point to this match. There's no story for it. It's just going to be a showcase, so it better be early in the show.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be pre-show, but it's not going to be in hour 8.
No.
I think it'll be hour 2.
Maybe the end of hour 1.
Maybe. Yeah, you hate it because it doesn't feel like he's going out really on his own terms. I think it's more that his body hurts too much, and
his body hurts, and there isn't anything for him to do.
Yeah,
there aren't enough. There aren't enough completely inexperienced new kids to mentor.
Right. No.
The kids that are coming up, Alistair Black, Ricochet, these guys don't need mentoring.
No,
They've
they
been
don't.
doing this for 20 years, some of them.
Yeah.
They don't need this guy to give them the rub the way that it used to be.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think
Baron Corbin could use it.
Baron Corbin could use a lot of things, but I think
I know you don't like Baron Corbin.
WWE could use Kurt Angle more at the Performance Center with Shawn
Absolutely.
Michaels
that's
and a few
probably
others.
what he's going to go do.
And if he does, great. I think more power to him. I think Matt Hardy needs to follow him, and so does Jeff.
Well,
Or at
no.
least both of them stay backstage as producers.
They're going to show up in AEW as soon as their contracts with WWE are up.
Maybe. We'll see.
They're not going to stop. They can't stop. It is an addiction.
I could see
and they
Matt.
are both addiction junkies. This is a healthier one than the other addictions that they have.
Yes, I could see Matt being a producer full time backstage.
That's
I
true.
can't see
They
Jeff
could both
doing
do
it.
Oh yeah, they both could do it.
Yeah.
Jeff could coach people,
Jeff could, but Jeff won't.
but Jeff won't.
Yeah, I think Jeff will go off into that beautiful ring in the sky by doing some BMX flip and just landing on his damn full neck. Who knows?
He'll dive off of him and Shane will dive off of something very high
Please.
and never come to the ground.
Never come back.
Finn Balor defended his Intercontinental Championship. He's had it for 5 days now, right?
Yeah, poor bastard.
Against Bobby Lashley.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. So,
Yeah,
Bobby
great.
Lashley won the Intercontinental
Because
Championship.
Leo Rush comes back and distracts, and that's how Bobby's able to get the belt
And now
back.
they're friends again.
And now they're friends again.
Why did you bother? Why'd you bother breaking them up if you're going to put them right back together again?
These are the questions.
And why are we... why?
Why?
Why? It's just everything about it is just so gross.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Yep.
Seth Rollins got beat up by Shelton Benjamin as he was
The
trying
gold
to...
standard, Shelton Benjamin. Thank you.
Is that what I said? That's not what I said.
No.
Paul
it's
Heyman
not.
was talking to Rollins, and then Shelton Benjamin jumped him. They had themselves a little match. Great. They made a big deal about Shelton Benjamin and Bahia and Lesnar both being from Minnesota and
their training
partners. And Paul Heyman did a little blah blah about paying Shelton Benjamin to jump Rollins. Okay.
How much you think he got paid? $1.50? $1.75?
I imagine
A true
it's like,
chicken sandwich?
It's like a Jimmy John's punch card with like 9 of them already punched out.
It's Heyman's. You're just going to click.
There's H's. It's not
Well, either
Jimmy
they're
John's.
H's or they're little old school telephones. The first cellular, the big brick
block.
phones.
Oh yes, with the antenna on the top. Yep. But just 9 of them.
No,
it's
that's
not
it.
all punched out.
Yeah,
You still
no.
have to buy that 10th one.
Yep.
But so it's buy one get one free, and that's still pretty good.
I mean, I'll take it. What do I got going on? I'm fine with it.
We got the announcement that Alexa Bliss will be hosting WrestleMania.
Okay.
There's nothing else for her to do.
No, there's not.
I think there could be, there should be, there maybe, they would be nice if there were, but she doesn't have anything else to do, so you might as well do this. It's kind of like the New Day doing it a couple years ago. Like,
Yeah.
I would rather have them have a match and do something, but this is a way to make somebody who's entertaining being on our TV for 4 whole hours.
As long as it's not the same thirst trap Alexa Bliss that we've been
gross.
getting for the past month and,
Yeah.
and change. As long as it's just Alexa being snotty and catty and doing her thing that way, I'm fine with that. But I don't want.
Well, exactly what it is that they will.
I don't want
What does
thought
she have
Alexa
to?
Bliss.
What is she? Well, yeah. But that's what it's going to be. That's what she is right now.
I want it.
That's what she is. That's what she is right now. And
I
by
know.
all indications, it is what she wants to do
I can't.
because she's a big fan of Attitude Era.
I know.
ladies.
She
Like,
loves
she's
Trish
still-
Stratus, but
and she's and to everyone's credit, if she's doing it right now, she's the only one doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
fine.
right now. I mean, you got a little bit of Mandy Rose. You had the Mandy Rose was doing that thing for a little bit. Every once in a while, you get a flavor of it from Lana, but now you get very much from out of her. At
Who
all.
knows what happened to Mickey James? Mickey James was the original of it, originator.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Great for Alexa Bliss.
Maybe she's cutting a new album.
She might be. More power to her.
More power to her.
Yeehaw.
Aleister Black and Ricochet defeated Bobby Roode and Chad Gable in the battle of the NXT people.
Yep.
And
Great.
the Revival came out and left them with a parting shot at the end.
Yes.
So, hey guys, remember that we're the tag team champions.
OBT dubs.
Man,
Tough guys out.
I can't.
Top tough guys.
Can't
out.
really understand what they're doing to the Revival and why. Why are you doing this to the Revival? What do we have to gain?
And what did they ever do to you?
By treating the Revival in this way?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I tried to
kinda
think
crappy.
about what you could do storylines wise with the Revival that would make them more interesting, and I know that they are such huge fans of the Four Horsemen
Old
guys.
Arn and Tully stuff.
Arn and
yeah.
Tully, but and what made Arn and Tully great is that they had Rick.
Sure.
Rick would do
Yeah, Rick would do
literally all of the talking.
Yep.
And being a part of a stable like that with somebody else who, it's not that they're bad talkers, not in a way that Tully and Arn were. They're, Dash and Dawson are so much better on the mic than those guys. But having that larger personality that's with them that can be that driving force, I think would be really valuable for them. Not necessarily a manager, but maybe.
But, like a Harvey Whippleman. Just a quick manager who doesn't mind getting involved every now and then. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
So either another wrestler that they can form a trio with, that would be fun. And I don't have anybody off the top of my head that would be interesting, but please don't let it be Mojo Rawley.
Poor Mojo. He's waiting until Gronk's lease is up, and then he gets over here, and then Mojo and Gronk are going to run all over everybody.
Could Tyler Breeze do it?
I don't want Tyler Breeze to do it.
Tyler Breeze could do it, though. Maybe Bobby Roode could do it.
Dango's coming back soon. Don't wish anything on Tyler Breeze that can't happen with Dango.
Please have Breezango back. I love Breezango so much, and I want more Fashion Files. Please.
I think that ship has sailed.
Please give me more
I think that ship has sailed because even
So
Dango
sad
has said he wants to do a little more serious stuff now.
I know, but they're not going to let him.
Probably
Where
not.
is there room for him to be taken seriously?
No.
God love him. I wish that he would, because he could do it.
He'd be great.
But
so would Tyler.
there's just what are you going to do? Have less AJ Styles matches so you can fit Breezango in there more? No, that's not going to happen.
From your lips to Vince's ears. Anyway.
Not going to happen. Anyway, yeah. Braun Strowman beat up a car that looks exactly like the toy car that they're already selling.
Yeah, that he already beats up.
Beats up.
Also, it was somewhat similar to the Street Fighter bonus round where you got to just go ape on a car.
It was the same thing. You cannot tell me that car wasn't gigged. It was.
Oh, it was definitely good because he rips off full panels that can easily be put back on so that car can be resold. I'm wondering
It's already been sold on WWE.com.
Right, I'm wondering what dealership they got there from. Like, hey, listen, this guy's just going to rip off a few panels, pull out a chair, and say he can't fit in it. Everything's going to be fine. You'll get it back. No worries. We'll pay for the detailing.
Yeah. Lacey Evans walked out again.
God,
so did No Way Jose.
Freaking no way.
And Natalia and Nia Jax had a thing.
Yeah.
But no. Oh, Kurt Angle did actually. I'm having trouble with
You really,
today.
but I like it.
Kurt Angle actually wrestled a match against Apollo Crews, which was very nice.
And it was a great serviceable match. And
exactly
they
what you would want out of the matches that he'll probably have for the next 3 weeks.
If he does, yes.
Which he really should. Like just feed him dudes like Apollo Crews for the next couple weeks.
Yep.
Build up to something with someone bigger at WrestleMania.
When he and Cena fight and Cena puts him over, great. Then Kurt can drive off in that milk truck to the farm up in New
Oh,
York.
you know that milk truck's coming down.
He's
He's driving that milk truck down.
It has to.
It better.
But
I have one request.
But the milk is still in there from the gig.
So it's like
just chunky milk just shoots out at everybody in MetLife Stadium going.
The people who come out for the next match can't hold it. Oh God!
They slip on the way down the ramp because somebody's thrown up on the ramp,
trying to swim
like Vince.
Trying to swim in the milk.
Book that, WWE.
Anyway, that was Raw. It happened.
Yep.
And I apologize for it. SmackDown happened. Okay, so the big story on SmackDown
Yes.
is Kofi Mania.
Kofi Mania is
like
running
the only
wild,
thing that's
folks.
really worth talking about. We could talk about this and not really anything else. So, WWE continues to crap on Kofi.
Mm-hmm.
Just teasing the possibility of him being able to get to WrestleMania, then pulling out from underneath. The New Day are just doing their level best to keep straight faces as they advocate for their friend Kofi.
That was some of the best promo work from E and Kofi and Xavier that we've seen in a while as far as straight promos.
But again, it's just shoot stuff. Like,
absolutely,
that's how much they love Kofi. They say all of those things.
Everybody loves Pops. Everybody loves Pops.
So that's like not a challenge. Tell us why you think Kofi deserves this. They've been screaming this stuff for years.
Oh, everybody has backstage. And yes, it needed to be said. And I'm glad that Kofi is getting this short burst rocket strapped to his back. And I hope good things come from it. I hope this isn't just...
I think it's a great story. If it culminates in him getting the belt at WrestleMania, it'll be
for a couple of days. It's fine.
Let him have it for a week or even a month.
So that way he can get the replica for his wall. He can go home and the kids can get pictures with it.
Yep.
The way it needs to be done. But yeah, I hope.
And then move on. It'll eventually crash. People will like it. They'll go absolutely ape at WrestleMania for it.
They will go banana.
And they'll be, and people will be very, very upset when he loses it, either the next night or at the following pay-per-view.
Sure.
And then it'll all go away, and we'll go right back to AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan and all of the other people.
When Kofi gets the belt and he makes the pancake belt, I think that's when it's really going to shine up really nice. It's going to be like the spinner, but it's just a pancake behind with the WWE on the front of it. And one plate has a unicorn.
Just be an edible belt.
And one plate.
One plate's a unicorn.
Yeah. I think it'd be amazing. And one plate's the box of Bootios.
Box of Bootios.
And it's pink and purple. And it'd be... That's a damn belt. I would pay $300 for that belt to put it. You damn right. Name it the Pops belt. I'd buy that damn thing and put it with all the rest of my New Day memorabilia.
Right behind it, that would be. Oh,
I'd get a damn shadow box. You think I'm playing? I would put that in a shadow box.
We're sitting here right now, and I know
you know right where it would go. Right there,
is where it will go.
Above the table.
I have no doubt, and it will only be opened when you wear it around openly at all future wrestling events.
All the pay-per-view events. Oh, have you seen my replica Pops belt?
My Pops belt? No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Please do not touch the pancake.
Don't touch it. It's syrupy. It's scratch and sniff. Oh, Jesus, they can scratch it and it smells like maple syrup. And unicorn farts. Oh.
Unicorn farts smell like maple syrup.
Sometimes.
Oh, my. So, what he's going to have to do next week in order to get to WrestleMania, he's getting a WrestleMania shot. Yeah. It is a shot. It is a fart in the wind.
There's got to be so much outside interference.
So, oh my gosh!
It's got to be.
It's nothing but outside.
Every baby face has got to come out from the back.
Inside interference. Yep. Let's see. What is the list?
The Bar, Joe.
The Bar, which were introduced together. So you assume that will be one match. So he's already gotten pummeled by the two of them once. Samoa Joe, Randy Orton.
Harper. and what other?
Harper?
Rowan. Sorry.
Like,
excuse me.
Like, oh my God, did I have a stroke and I missed Harper's
Joe just
return?
wet his pants with joy.
It's like, I don't remember that. Oh.
Yep.
And who was the other one?
There's 5. That was the other one.
Well, I guess the bar is technically 2 people, so
yeah.
I guess
Anyway,
that was it.
he's got to go through all those dudes.
He has to gauntlet match all of them. Now, Kofi does gauntlet matches. He did one a month ago.
Yeah.
And it's possible. What I'm looking at here is Joe has got not only R-Truth, who is a wild card, but Andrade and Ray are they're in a circle. You got Randy Orton, who's got AJ Styles stalking him.
Yep.
You've got Rowan, who is Rowan. You have the bar. It's Rowan. I love Rowan.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out who has.
No one would
Rowan.
have to. Pop's got to beat somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
Have him come out.
So what?
Early.
The Revival is, or no? I guess
Not
it'd be the Usos who would beat the bar.
Well, the Usos could. Who else is around?
Xavier and Big E.
Xavier and Big E are around. You've also got. I think they're barred from ringside. Did they say they were barred from ringside?
Remember that.
I don't remember. But tag teams. Who else is around? Well, there's several who are around.
Yeah.
Sanity's still hanging out there somewhere.
Poor guys. So we'll see.
Because all of those storylines have to be progressed because we only have 3 weeks left.
Right, exactly.
So
feed them in.
It's entirely possible that one or more, and I think probably more, there will be shenanigans from whoever else is in that guy's sphere.
Yep.
I think there's just a lot to do. And I think it's very possible that the bar will end up against the rest of the New Day. I mean,
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Probably pre-show, but they'll be there.
Yeah.
They probably shouldn't be pre-show. They'd be a perfectly serviceable match between other marquee things later on in the show.
Yeah.
So he's got to do a gauntlet next week. Shane McMahon came out to give us the reasons why he beat up The Miz after their tag team loss,
which basically equated to "I'm Shane McMahon."
Yeah, he actually roughed up the announcer a
couple of times.
Yeah,
just say my name. Say it right.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Yeah. So, I mean, that happened, and we're going to end up with a match with The Miz. Now, so far, it's not really anything fancy pants. There's nothing large to jump off of.
Yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
But Shane did haul out his greatest in the world
trophy.
Whatever. And it was just there. It didn't really get referenced or used in anything.
Nor should it.
It was just there.
It's an absolute waste.
Such a joke. Randy Orton and AJ had themselves a little
a little scuffle
thing back and forth. This is SmackDown's area where there's real kayfabe happening. Obviously, the Kofi thing, they're pulling on some things that have been going on 11 years and hasn't really gotten a shot. But I mean, the same could be said
with some
for
slight
R-Truth.
undertoned racism.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But this is where the kayfabe breaking is happening for SmackDown.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Randy's talking crap about AJ down in Florida getting a tan with Dixie. Over in Japan and making all of these comments. It's like, this is the house that you built, then how come I've been here this whole time building this house?
Yeah.
Like, this is my house.
But then, AJ had a great comeback with, when you talk about the indie scene, you're surrounded by them all now. All the indie scene greats are here now.
Yeah.
And so.
But you can still say they're all here in the house that Randy Orton built.
Yeah.
Where are they? We're not in the indies right here.
Sure, exactly.
We're in the WWE on Randy Orton show.
Yep.
I love Randy Orton.
I'm all right with Randy.
I really do love Randy.
I like heel Randy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Like the face Randy is horrible. But well, he doesn't play it well, and it just doesn't suit.
You can't be a face with sleeves of skulls. You can't be a face.
Aleister Black is doing it right now.
But he doesn't have sleeves of skulls. Did you not just hear what I...
Did you see have you seen the man's back?
Yeah, that's a pretty
There's
cool
like
back.
A whole
it's like
other
a Medusa thing.
Friggin' demon on his back.
I love it.
That is worse than skulls on your arms.
I don't know. I don't agree.
There's a whole green face.
It's great.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
But he's a face. I don't understand. That happened.
Yep.
Hardy Boys came back, teamed up with Ricochet and Aleister Black to fight The Bar and Nakamura and Rusev.
Freaking Nakamura.
I mean, is it just me, or is it, Ricochet and Black, who have absolutely nothing in common? You have you have the Hardy Boys, who are brothers, and naturally they are a good tag team, and that's just whatever. Then you have like the randos,
right?
Like, couldn't figure out what to do with Sheamus. Couldn't figure out what to do with Cesaro.
Yep.
Make them a tag team.
Yeah,
can't figure out what to do with Nakamura. Can't figure out what to do with Rusev.
Make them a tag team.
And the problem is that all of those guys have the capacity to be in the top spot.
Absolutely, it's top single spots. Yeah,
and we can't figure out what to do with them. I can't understand.
I don't know, man. It's
more
sad
do
to
you
see.
Want out of a performer than of like Cesaro? Like good
or Rusev
gravy. Or Rusev, and Nakamura is like been one of the greats in the world,
and now
you can't figure out what to do with him other than to lose to AJ Styles all the time.
It's sad. It's sad, and you wonder where the fault lies, and you wonder what's going on, and how things can get fixed, and if they ever will or should be fixed. And it's disheartening quite a bit to see these guys who were at the top of their game at one time, and to see just the rug pulled out from them, and now they're doing squash matches and mid-card spots that amount to nothing.
A Bar has to lose to that 9-year-old kid.
Right. Nicholas?
Yep. My favorite tweet was Nicholas. Kayfabe news.
Yeah.
Nicholas is going into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
God, that's beautiful. Speaking of things that a WWE can't seem to figure out what to do with, Asuka wrestled a match against Sonya Deville. They're still continuing some type of ongoing storyline where there's a rift happening between Sonya and Mandy Rose. They're trying to make Mandy Rose the Nikki Bella here.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Which that match should have been so much better than what they allowed it to be.
And that's what's really frustrating on some of these things, when you just know it's Asuka, for Pete's sake.
And it's Sonya Deville. Sonya's great, but she's being saddled with this gimmick, and it just doesn't.
I think the only thing that's happening here is we're building up to a triple threat: Asuka, Sonya, Mandy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would have to be. Yeah.
Because they have the story with Mandy and Sonya. Asuka's going to put on a great match at WrestleMania against whoever it is that they put her in there with. I don't think Mandy can really hang with Asuka. I think Sonya has a better shot at doing that, so you put the three of them in there.
Right, let Mandy have a couple of spots, but let Sonya be the main workhorse with Asuka.
And frankly, you may still end up with Mandy walking away with the title. Mandy pins Sonya, she walks away with the belt. Then you have something for Asuka or some of the other women in the division here to go after. Since you have you have two of the top women in the division wrestling for the Raw SmackDown Championship for some reason.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
There was a tag match with Rey Mysterio and R-Truth, getting a victory over Samoa Joe and Andrade. Right. That's a way to continue to build something going for Samoa Joe, because you still don't know what Samoa Joe is going to do at WrestleMania.
Right.
Ray and Andrade have been wrestling each other for freaking ever. R-Truth, you're probably not going to continue something with Samoa Joe. So Samoa Joe's just sort of resting on the shelf, probably going to end up with Cena or some other spot like that at WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if you go with Corbin and Angle at WrestleMania, you put Joe with Cena.
GM versus GM.
Yeah. And you go with Joe and Cena.
And a lot of people want to see that.
Joe can build up to anything with anybody.
Right, Joe can work with whatever.
Joe against Fandango's return. Like, it'll still be a good match.
Book it. Book it.
Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan defeated Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens. All
right.
The the best thing that happened all night, and it just totally amused me to no end, was during the thing where Vince was talking to Kofi.
Yeah.
And he said he had talked to Daniel about facing Kofi at WrestleMania, and Daniel didn't want to because he felt that Kofi was a B-plus player.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, they're going to rehash that whole thing.
Are you kidding me? Like we don't remember, and I know they know we do.
Yeah.
But that was kind of amazing to put those words in Daniel Bryan's mouth.
Right.
For him. Not even to just deign to come out and say it, because he probably couldn't do it with a straight face.
I don't think so.
But Vince delivered it for him. That's so much colder. Anyway, that was SmackDown.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
All right, well, let's get on to 205, which 205, lately with the build-up for the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight belt has been a lot of promos, and this really wasn't any different. I mean, we saw Drew Gulak open the show with a promo talking about Tony Nese is not going to win, and Tony is horrible, and he owns Tony. And then Tony Nese had a promo after that talking about how he's really improved over the past year, and he's got speed and he's got strength. We saw Oney Lorcan come out and do a promo and talking about being kind of the dark horse of it and going after Cedric. And then Cedric finishes that up with his own promo saying that he's going to win tonight. And then finally, Buddy Murphy gets a hand cam promo in front of somebody's house. I guess they're trying to make it so that it looked like he was over at his house in Australia. I'm not sure what they were doing. But anyway, we saw Cedric take on Oney Lorcan, which was fine. Oney Lorcan, I really like on 205. I kind of like Oney on 205 more than him on NXT, but I guess he's just going to keep doing double duty because they've still...
Well, and triple, because he'll show up in NXT, UK as well.
Well, that's true. Well...
They just got him flying all over the place.
Does he show up in NXT UK?
Yeah, he and Birch did.
I knew Danny did. I guess I must have forgotten about that one. Okay, so yeah, he's doing triple duty.
I know they at least did a promo.
Yeah, because Danny, it makes sense to have Danny in the NXT UK. Anyway, Cedric fought Oney. Oney had some amazing spots. Of course, Cedric sells like $1 million, but of course, he puts Oney down with the lumbar check, which I just, okay, as a finishing move, okay, it hurts your back, but the pain that Cedric and Oney went through throughout the match seemed to outweigh the finisher as far as moves that can really be devastating. They had so much more.
I mean, I think we're back into that age-old conversation about finishers, and
yeah, we really are.
That so many other people use backstabbers in the middle of a match. Why is this one so devastating that it's a finisher?
Exactly. What makes Cedric so much better?
But again, you go back to some of the worst finishers of all times with
back to a leg drop,
the people's elbow,
right?
But at the same time, it's a move that is large enough for a stadium of people to see clearly, and know that because of the way that the thing has built up, this is the end.
Right.
And it culminates a series of things that now this is like the rock bottom is really what finishes them, and then the icing on the cake is throwing the people's elbow.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it's supposed to work. But something like a backstabber,
Yeah,
you got people throwing that in the middle of a match, and but it does look good.
Sure,
the backstabber looks really, really good, and all you got to do is tell everybody else to stop using it in the middle of their matches.
Yeah. So Cedric goes over Oney, which we kind of figured was going to happen, and it was a completely serviceable match. After that, they had another segment with Mike and Maria Kanellis with Drake Maverick, where Drake basically said, hey, next week I'm going to give you like a top tier guy to go against. And if you lose, you and Maria are out. And so they're being real vague about who this top cruiserweight talent is going to be. I'm wondering if it's one of the people that they've brought up from the indies, if it's somebody that they've acquired, because that would make a little more sense than talking about being a top talent and then putting Akira Tozawa out there. Nothing wrong with Akira, but I don't think that that's what they're going for. They're being way too
They
secretive
would
about
say
it.
it if it was somebody
Exactly.
who's a regular or
Yeah.
always around. So either somebody returning,
'cause
somebody over
the-
from from UK, or
The phrasing that he uses, one of the top cruiserweight talents in the world.
Ooh,
So
right. But then, is it somebody that you
Yeah.
bring in to lose to Mike? Because like you're not going to fire him, are you?
that's the thing is I don't know. And Mike hasn't been doing anything. And great, WWE helped him get sober and helped him with all that stuff. But yeah, I really don't know. So I guess we're gonna have to
But
wait
they're
and
not
see.
releasing him, are they?
I would hope not.
I mean,
Unless
there's
he
plenty
wants
of
to be
people
released.
who've lost career matches and are still
Sure,
around. So.
exactly. And then they didn't even give TJP a send off. So I
See,
don't
that's
know.
what happens when people go away from WWE. What happened to TJP? One day they're here, and then they're not.
Yeah.
They don't.
No, I'm with
they
you.
Don't get.
They don't get curtain
They
calls.
don't headline pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And multiple curtain calls.
I'm with you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Arya Davari got a promo and basically said something about, now you're gonna see what a year's worth of pent up frustration is gonna look like, and I hope he does well because I like Arya Davari. But then at the end we saw Tony Nese going against Drew Gulak and was a great match. Both those guys are solid workers. They both do excellent stuff. I want to see both of them on the main roster soon. Tony does something that no one's ever been able to do, and he reverses the Gulak into a pinfall and actually wins over Drew Gulak. So Tony is now in the number one contendership rumble, as it were, which I guess is going to be probably pre-show finals, which sucks because I think they should definitely be on the main card of WrestleMania, but I'm not sure that they're going to get it. No. So that was 205.
Not while Vince is still there.
No, not as long as Vince is drawing breath. We saw some good stuff over on NXT. Especially some of it was really, it was well put together, but there's a couple of things that just didn't feel right. And I think most of that's because of things that we now understand. Being, we saw Mustache Mountain going against the Forgotten Sons, and I could have sworn to you that Mustache Mountain would win, but the Forgotten Sons win. And that completely confused the hell out of me because Mustache Mountain is so over and so good.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but like we talked about last week in the previous round,
Yeah.
they got to lose. Somebody has to lose the finals. So like,
So why not the Forgotten Sons?
If you just look at it from the outside, you're going, okay, so it'll be Mustache Mountain versus, well, either DIY or
Which no. Yeah.
But yeah, so you got to throw up somebody up there who's going to be the person to lose to the other guys. Although I will say the other thing you think about is that ultimately you are looking at putting these guys up against the War Raiders,
Yes.
who are as over as hell. So you're going to have to have somebody on the other side wrestling against them.
Yeah, and that's very true.
What you want.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. But anyway, Forgotten Sons win over Mustache Mountain. Tyler Bate looked amazing as always. Trent Seven looked really solid as a second. So I enjoyed them a lot. We saw Io Shirai going against Bianca Belair, and that one ended up in a disqualification because Shayna Baszler was with the announced team. And then she came down about mid-match and just tore through everybody with sleeper holds and rear nakeds. And okay, great. So now it looks like probably what's going to happen is a triple threat at TakeOver with Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Shayna Baszler. Which, okay. Yeah, I want Shayna to retain because I don't think either one of them will do anything for the title yet. Bianca Belair still needs a lot of work. Io Shirai is solid as ever, but Io Shirai is much better with Kairi Sane as a tag team going against Boss and Hug. I'd much rather see that happen.
Yeah, that's likely to happen. I don't know. I'm so in the middle on Bianca Belair. Like I want to get behind it. I'm really not a big fan of the of the hair whip.
Right. See, that's the thing is
Like that's essentially just a foreign object that you're bringing into the ring.
But it's her gimmick. If they got rid of the
but I
hair,
don't think she needs it.
No, I don't think she does either.
Does requires that whip. It's just a one.
It's something to get in the damn way all the time.
A one spot thing for every single match, and I don't even really care for that spot that much. It's not even that good of a spot.
Take away the hair, give her a new attitude, make her a face, and she would be over like Rover. She would be the goodwill ambassador for NXT.
Do the hair a different way, not the big whip.
Just not the big whip. So that happened, and then finally we saw.
We are two white guys sitting here talking about how we need to fix a black woman's hair.
I'm not saying we need to fix it, but I'm saying get rid of the braid.
I don't care for it as a character thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw at the end Aleister Black and Ricochet going against DIY, which, as we stated in the past episode, we knew how it was going to end because of Ciampa's neck injury and all that leading up to it.
Didn't know it was going to end like that, though. The finale.
Oh, the final?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know, because I know there's been spoilers, right? Like, this has been around for a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they were losing the match. Like, I didn't know how that was going to play out. I didn't know if something. I knew it wasn't something that happened in the ring, but I just didn't know how it was going to play out.
Yeah. So of course, Aleister Black and Ricochet win. We see DIY walking up the ramp. We see Ciampa attempt to repeat and throw Gargano into the Titantron. Johnny blocks it way too easily just by saying, "Oh no, I blocked your arm. You're not throwing me in." He then throws Ciampa in and then throws Ciampa down, all while Candice LeRae is looking on, which I guess Candice is injured or something. She hasn't been working in a while, and she is way too damn good to be just sitting on the sidelines as a support character for her husband. So I don't know what's going on with her.
I'm not real sure what's going on, but I don't know. They have a lot of women that they're trying to bring along and trying to give spots to.
Yeah.
Candice was sort of at the top of that pile for a little while. This is something for her to do and still be on TV right now.
Yeah, and I can say that,
but only an hour. I mean, they could go back to an hour and a half or 2 hour show, and they would have more room.
They would, but yeah, I don't see it happening.
Take an hour from Raw.
Right, please. So we know that Ciampa's out, and it was kind of
for a year, right?
For about a year. It was kind of a wet fart with the way he went out, just being kind of thrown into a LCD screen and then thrown down. But knowing what we know, it's acceptable, and we can just hope that, again, this gets picked up on the main roster.
I was surprised that the match that he went through was as intense as it was.
Really, it was a hell of a thing. It was solid. I mean, their matches are always solid.
He can't go half speed. A.
No.
And B, you can't do the stuff that Ricochet and Aleister Black are doing and do it at half speed. That would be impossible as well.
Yep, I agree. So NXT's shaping up to be really good takeover for WrestleMania weekend. I'm really looking forward to it as always because takeover is always so much cleaner and better than what it is the predecessor to. So we'll have to wait and see. And then we went to NXT UK, which we can go over just real quick. We saw Flash Morgan Webster going against Wolfgang.
I love Flash Morgan Webster.
Yeah, Flash Morgan Webster.
The Modfather is really one of my favorite guys on NXT UK. He just really
you love the motorbike helmet. You love all that.
I do, and I try to talk myself out of it logically, and I can't. I enjoy watch his whole bit.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching him in the ring.
Yep.
I'm a fan of his, and I don't know what.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm a mark for Flash Morgan Webster.
Yeah. And they know their roles well. You know, Wolfgang is that clubber, is that bruiser, and Flash Morgan Webster's that mid-range guy who can kind of do a bit of everything. And it was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I thought, Webster had a tilt-a-whirl, head scissors. He did a lot of great stuff, but at the end, Wolfgang power bombs him, gets the win, and we kind of go on from there. We see Cassius Ohno talking about the UK brand.
Talking about things.
Yeah, as Cassius Ohno is wont to do.
You know, he's trying to come out and play the ugly American and do that whole thing and build himself up as a heel for NXT UK. I think he just they could not find him a decent spot in NXT. And so this is a way to give him something to do and help bolster NXT UK just a little bit and continue the crossover between them.
And I think Cassius will fit in well with the UK style. He's already a manipulator and a bruiser with his size. I think he'll be fine. I'll be interested to see who they feed to him and who he really has some good battles with. We saw Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams going against Saxon Huxley and Tyson T-Bone. It was okay. It was a serviceable match. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Tyson T-Bone, and I think Amir Jordan has some good stuff. And it has some. I mean, he's been around for a while, but this is really the first that I've seen of him on NXT, being in NXT UK. So I'm interested to see where he goes from here. But I don't know. It was mid card, and I'm glad that Jordan and Williams win. But there was nothing real memorable to me about it.
They're definitely a high energy act,
Yes,
and the crowd responds to them really, really strongly. So they're still playing the underdogs who can't believe that they're winning.
right.
And that's just fun to cheer for.
Sure,
For
I agree.
a while.
For a while.
It'll get old quick, but it's been fun to watch so far. So, good thing.
We saw Jenny talking about how she wants to have the women's belt, and she's not afraid of Toni Storm, which she should be. She should be.
She will.
Eddie Dennis challenges Ligero next week, which I'm really looking forward to that one.
Ligero.
And then Noam Dar is permanently leaving 205 Live, and he's about to start a feud with Mark Andrews, which is going to be phenomenal. That program is going to be great because I love Mark Andrews to the degree that you love Flash Morgan Webster.
Nice.
So I think he and
That's
Noam
probably
could do
wiser
some great
because
stuff.
Flash Morgan Webster's not probably going to go anywhere.
No, probably not. Sad bastard. But it's great.
It just adds to my frustration level of latching onto these people who will never.
It's okay.
Never.
We like who we like.
Over here with Bray Wyatt and Cesaro.
God bless him.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So, folks, that's really it for WWE for this week of March 11th. It's an interesting build up to WrestleMania. There's a lot of stuff in the air that is usually kind of cemented by now. Yes, they've still got 3 weeks to do it, but it just seems really rushed. And as we said, there is, if you look at all the belts that have to be defended, you look at all the feuds that are going on right now, WrestleMania is going to be like a 7-hour event. There's like
start to finish. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about
it's going to be.
There's going to be
big.
a 2-hour pre-show.
Oh, there's going to be a 3-hour pre-show.
3-hour pre-show.
And then at least
4-hour show.
At least 5-hour show. I'm putting it out there right now.
Lord Almighty.
We're looking at 7 to 8 hours, if not a little bit more, of wrestling on that Sunday.
They need to give us a break in the middle where we can watch like an episode of Downton Abbey or something.
Just
we throw in an episode of The Crown.
And we got to start working on the menu. We got to figure out what we're going to eat because we're going to need a lot of food for this damn thing. We'll figure it out. Anyway,
It's going to be a whole thing.
folks, if you enjoyed it, definitely comment down below. Call in to the station. We haven't heard from you guys in a while. Definitely hit us up on Twitter. If you want to find any of our social media, it's at House Show Pod. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm at houseshow_Corey.
I'm at houseshow_Joe. You can always go to Discord. We have a House Show podcast channel there.
Yep.
We have a conversation going with several of our, our best fans.
That's
so
right.
if you want to be one of those people,
And why wouldn't you be? Everybody wants to be our friend. We got stuff coming up with Pro Wrestling Ego. We got a couple events coming up that you can definitely check out
couple of shows
on our
next week.
YouTube page. We love working with Pro Wrestling Ego, and hopefully you guys enjoy watching it. But until next week when we bring you more WWE goodness, we will catch you guys later.